Ni hao, hello and welcome to September's Earth prediction, or if you want to word it another way for those of you who are new to following this series, I call it Earth's horoscope for the month, because what we look into here are the general energies that surround planet Earth in a similar fashion to the way we look into horoscopes or tarot type readings for specific individuals, or zodiac signs such as Libra or Scorpio or Pisces, along those lines. So we come out of a fairly busy, tumultuous August, don't we? It was pretty active with lots of energy of all sorts all around, and I think as we move into September, we start off September fairly rocky as well, and I think towards the end of September things have lightened up a little bit. But we see here with the first card for the month for September, we start off with the birth card, and actually it matches really well with the background image of the depictogram of the earth that I've got displayed. To me, the birth card, I often think of weather related events because we can see this blue, heavy, watery looking sky in the background. So I think of really big storm related events still coming down onto the planet. So those super typhoons or cyclones or hurricanes, they're all really the same thing, they just are given different names around different parts of the globe. We could still see more of those. There's the potential for mudslides, big rain events. These are events that start out at sea and often are propelled onto land and create a bit of damage. The other thing we can see here is these look like paddy fields or rice fields, so quite often we can see crops damaged in and around these storms as well. So we can see loss of income for those countries that grow those type of products, and a downturn in the provision of them for people to eat. So a shortage, if you like, of the crops that we would be expecting can be associated with this as well. And the other thing is, quite categorically, that looks like a mountain, and it almost looks like a volcano erupting. So possibly we're still looking at the potential of the eruption of volcanoes, and of course we think of that up in the Alaska area, up the top of the globe there. They're definitely on the firing line at the moment. So the next card that arrived, see, that one is the birth, and the next one, which I kind of thought was a bit odd, was the death, the complete opposite of the birth. So I thought, whoa, what's going on here? A little bit hard to try and merge those two together because they're polar opposites, and we see how dark this card is. It's kind of like black energy there. And this is a hill with a sort of a tombstone there, and the red poppies. Now, I often associate the red poppies with the Anzac issue or the war type issues, so I do think of this card as a little bit of war energy. So there may be still some factions around the globe that are still in the warring zone. We have tensions coming for the month of September that could create. This is also mass deaths in this card. I quite often get the feeling of mass deaths in one type of event that brings compassion to people and becomes a global awareness event. And it's also to do with mountains and underground again, so I keep thinking, still looking at volcanoes or mountain activity or underground or tunnels, emergencies, being stuck underground, locked in. I hear a helicopter right now going overhead, so things like being airlifted out, or evacuations, something along those lines. It can also mean the letting go of old situations, so maybe something old does pass away and move across, so it can be tied into that as well. We've got the birth and the death sitting right there together. It's almost as if something might be cut away so that we can let something die and move into a new energy or a new direction on something major in the planet. The next card that arrived was the Union card. It's been here for a couple of months, and often when it has been here for that many length of time, it's really reinstigating its message, and this message is that of water, rushing water, mudslides, swollen rivers, rocks falling, you know, that powerful surge when you get a massive storm and flooding and it all just rushes together. That's often what the Union card is. It can be about earthquakes as well, cracked ground opening up. And right beside it, its nemesis, sadly, the Libido card. And this is again the same energy, so they sit beside each other as if to say, I'm going to give you a double whammy again. This is also about water. So September feels like a really watery month, you know, water, water, water everywhere. Storms, flowing water. Oh, sorry about that, that's my office door just shutting. It's doing its own thing today. Animals, mass animal die-offs. You know, I haven't gone into that particularly much lately, but we're still going through millions of mass animal die-offs, whether it be fish or sea-related animals, or the pork cull-offs, the hen cull-offs around the globe. So we're in that whole animal energy still at the moment. And the Libido, again, I talk about mass compassion events. When it was here in August, we had the Robin Williams very sad suicide. So we may still be in for more mass compassion events along those lines. They make your heart connect and they make you stop and think about the issues, and hopefully they help us change direction one way or another. This can also be about mass shootings, sometimes in America and sometimes up in that Sweden, Norway type area as well. So that's a busy old card. The next card is the friendship card. This is positive. It talks a little bit more about people trying to come together to create some sort of balance or movement and going forward, talks of some sort, negotiations, but there is a hidden person in here, and that person can sometimes be the one that isn't actually letting stuff happen. It's almost like he's got something to tell you that you didn't know about. So hidden agendas, hidden information coming to the fore. In the background, I note these drums or canisters, and they look like TNT explosive drums. I often think of explosions for many reasons there. Whatever that causes an explosion, but something exploding. It could even be buildings exploding with people in them, or because those people are in that building, and those explosives are very... Also, I think of athletics and drugs related to athletics, so something to do with athletes that get caught either cheating or drug related issues around them. Prominent athletes. And the last card is the skills card. Kind of it's got it's got positive messages and negatives. So the positives are, it's saying to us we have got the skills to move forward. You know, we can make things work if we put the right energy in and we go the right way and we dedicate the right time and knowledge to it. We can definitely move forward with issues on the planet and issues to do with people and war. Now the other side of that card is it points to warring factions because of course it's artillery. So I still think for September there is some possibility of warring energies around, and possibly they could come sort of unexpectedly, almost as if you think it's resolved but it might pop back up again. And another thing that the skills card points to is things falling from the sky, because these arrows, they come out of the sky and down onto the ground. So that can be meteors or meteorites, something from the sky that we're looking up at, that we're taking notice of, whether that's technological things, satellites or rockets that are being launched, or information to do with what we study in the sky through way of seeing new things. It can also have to do with planes. So there could be issues again in September regards planes. It almost feels like September 2014 is the year of plane issues. Okay everyone, well I hope that catches you fine and well. I wish you all the best for September. Be safe. Much aroha, kia kaha.